people walk onto this stage, you make sure they know exactly where they are. Does that make sense? You ready to see Chris down here? Say aye. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on the Philly Fusion stage, Chris
Before we start, where's my aunt? Come here. Where's my Aunt Felice? Come here. Come here. This Super Saturday has been very special because yesterday I was in Phoenix. I have an aunt that lives in Phoenix, and she was there. And then I got to come to Philly. I knew this was going to be a high energy event. I knew it, just because I've seen videos, I know Dave, but anytime I can come to a place, where my aunt is at, this human being is hands down, besides my kids and my sister there, the most important person in my life. When I was broken, when I was in the deepest, darkest pits of my life, she was there. She always sent me encouraging words. She always told me, you'll figure it out. But no one's ever loved me the way she has. So, yeah. So, in saying that, a couple weeks ago, when we found out about Dave's dog, I called my aunt. I said, we gotta do something for Dave. And so my aunt, retired school teacher, she took the initiative, she got real creative, so I want you to hand this to Dave as a thank you to our family. So,
thank you so much.
I want you to open it, but I want you to realize most importantly with this, is this dog placed a print on your heart that'll never be erased. See what I'm saying? So when you live for your family, you also live for your dog's legacy. The licks, the hugs, the cuddles they used to give you, that was to strengthen you for what's to come. And what's to come is a more expressive, a reinvented Dave that's going to impact not only Philly, but the masses. If you haven't given much of your dog to continue like that. Let's get this party started. All right. Roll the questions.
So Chris, you gotta know something first of all. I make it my goal on Super Saturday to make everybody cry on this stage. That was the first, so I don't even, now I have to ask you questions? All right. Thank you so much, man, that means a lot. I'd sit on this chair, but it's broken. All right, let's have it. Yeah, exactly. No, your chair's good, I think. All right, so first of all, as everybody knows, we have quite an interesting relationship, you and I. You were the one that kind of brought me back from the depths of the worst I've been in recent memory. And one of the questions I wanted to ask you, because I was talking to coaches in the region, I always ask them, like, what do you want to know from Chris? One of the biggest things that I see in this region is, you guys can take a seat if you want, by the way.
Yeah, you want to save those legs.
Yeah, exactly. I saw videos of the warm-up, I'm like, no, one of the things that I see the most, especially in this city, is people like myself they won't reach out for help until they're underwater, until somebody else has to mention it, until the world is over, until they have nowhere to go. Like, how, I guess it may be a city thing, it may be a country thing, but I know especially in this city, people just have such a hard time reaching out. What do you say to people when, how do we prevent that? I know you work with people in your hometown just as well as around the world, but what do you say to those people?
I think you have to be the change you want to see, first and foremost. I think it all boils down to if each person really truly love themselves unconditionally and know that they're here for a purpose, they were created to do great things. And then you become infectious. When you become infectious, people will run to you. You don't have to go to them because people wear masks. They're hurt, they're broken, they've had disappointments. So, you gotta get around all that by love. When you love yourself and you have a giving soul, people will be drawn to you. And you won't have to navigate through all the difficulties that you do.
And, it was so hard to reach out to anyone. Literally, corporate had to reach out to me to meet you. And now it's like just through what we're doing, it's like you said, it's becoming infectious. But also, what's becoming infectious is now people are reaching out to me. And it really is true. It's just a matter of just speak up. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I was forced to by corporate. The other question too is, we have a lot of coaches here. We actually have a lot of challengers here too, and guests. But for the coaches, what I see a lot is, and speaking from your experience, not just as the most in-demand super trainer in the world, but also as a personal trainer. Why is it? How do we get out of the mindset of when our challengers do well, when the people that we're working with do well, we tell them it's their thing, it's on them, they did it, we had nothing to do with it. But when our challengers do poorly, when our challengers are failing, when our challengers are giving up, we take all the blame as coaches. How do we reverse that? Because I feel like that's a big reason why people leave this business, because they don't allow themselves to be a part of the whole process. They just take blame and they never really understand their role.
This has been coming up a lot lately. I took the initiative to speak to challengers and new coaches about the journey. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's some serious successful coaches in this business, right? But this is a new time, it's a new era. The things that they did to get to that place, things shifted. You guys, as even your financial, platform is different. And so you gotta ride the wave. You gotta ride the wave of what's happening. And what I feel is the most important thing is, I feel like everybody should know their why. Like, why? Who are you? Because before you even know who you are, you can't accomplish anything because you don't really know the direction you're going. You see what I'm saying? So for new challengers and new coaches, what I've been working with them on is, what do you want? Just give it to me straight, black and white. What do you want? Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, what do you want? And once you tell me what you want, now here's the key. In the physical, you gotta demonstrate that, even if you don't physically see it. You gotta become that person that's on that paper. And when you do that, it allows you to enjoy the journey of it. It allows you to acknowledge, here's a distraction. Instead of just seeing someone dangle a carrot, I went from being a housewife to making 6 or 7 figures. That's not realistic to everybody. You see what I'm saying? And then, you say that stuff, and they coach you in the business, and then 6 months from now, the success didn't happen for them that easy. Now they're discouraged, and now you guys are taking the blame for it. So why don't you just, before you even tell them about how much, or how much money or success they can have, ask them, what do you really want? Why are you doing this? And then when you lay that foundation for them, it takes the pressure off of you, it takes the pressure off of them. And now they can enjoy the process, the journey, the whole creation of building their business. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's one of my books. That was good.
Don't worry, it's on about 77 Facebook Lives right now. We'll find it. Real quick, what's a trait that you feel that you would say to just about everybody in this room that they should develop over the next 30 days And how do you think Shift Shop can help them do that?
I think over the next 30 days, you should develop you, first and foremost. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Forget about Shift Shop, forget about everything. I need you to look in the mirror and see your perfection, right where you're at right now. If you need to lose 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, love yourself right there, right now. See all your beauty right there. You see what I'm saying? That's the most, because listen, if you don't, you're not gonna accomplish what you wanna accomplish. You're gonna wear a mask. And guess what? When you wear a mask, you're not relatable. You think the reason why I may be in demand right now, why it's so heavy, is because I'm relatable. Like I'm transparent. You guys know my story. I'm not gonna sit on a platform and, live off that platform. I wasn't born on a platform. I was born with the people. So I need to be with the people to be me. That's just who I am. So you gotta be authentic with yourself. You do. Despite everything you've been through, you gotta look in the mirror and love that reflection you see.
So last thing for me anyway. You have 2 groups starting up pretty soon. You have. So give us a little insight on the 2 groups. I actually wait before I even ask. Who's joining the Shift Shop group at the end of the month? Say aye.
That's not loud.
Say aye. All right, so I told them, I promised them that we can get a picture with everybody that's going in that group. But can you tell me a little bit about these 2 groups and why those little eyes should be this entire room of 700 people?
Well, the first group starts, what's today? Sunday?
Starts tomorrow.
I'm a little off a little bit. So the first group that starts tomorrow, the Power of I Am. That group, yeah. I'm gonna do it. Where's my sister Bear at? She probably hiding somewhere. Where's she at?
Actually, she's right there.
Oh, never mind. I'm gonna walk through all these people. So I am gonna make you walk around all these people.
Come on. She's like, I just started my video.
Get up there.
Hey, you better hurry up. We're on a schedule. Let's go, Sister Bear. Come on.
So let me show you like the power of this program. I called Allie 2 weeks ago on a that's my heavy bag she's carrying. So I was driving home from the gym and I just had this thought of the power of I am. And I walk in the house, my kid's like, Daddy. I'm like, hold on for a second. So I something's on my mind. So I picked up the phone, I said, Allie. She was going somewhere, I think she was going to school or something like that, to her kid's school. I said, just write this down, I'll tell you about it later. She said, what's that? I said, I want to do a 6-week group, the power of I am, I want to go over this, and these topics. I want to take people back to the beginning of who they are, who they were created to be. And I want to go through the whole process of what brought them to this place, and then I want to take them back to their purpose and really help them reinvent themselves. And she was like, and when do you want to do this? I said, I want to announce it Sunday. It's Thursday, Bear. I said, no, I know. I said, but listen, I just need you to structure it out for me, but these are the topics I want to cover. She was like, you're making me nervous. You're making me real nervous. So I gave her the information, and Friday she sent me a text message, this is what you want? Oh, perfect. Like she laid it out. And so that group in particular is, I just feel like you guys, and before I can even touch the globe, I gotta work on my family. I gotta work on my Beachbody family first. And I feel like you guys don't know who you are. And it's okay. It's okay because maybe you haven't had an opportunity to find out who you really are. Maybe you've gone through so much and you've taken on other people's identity and maybe you don't really understand that you're the gift. You're the problem solver. You're the solution to what everybody outside those doors need. But you'll never know that unless I take you back to that place to show you why you were created, and what you were created for. So over the next 6 weeks, we're going to journey over 6 different topics. How did I get here is week 1. That's accepting 100% responsibility for things you did or you allowed to happen, even if you wasn't conscious of it. Week 2, we go to forgiving yourself. Oftentimes in life, we always focus on forgiving other people. That's what's preached to us, that's what's told to us, but we don't ever forgive ourselves. We don't forgive ourselves for the pressures we put on ourselves, the unrealistic expectations, the things we say about ourselves, how we put ourselves down, all the anxiety, all the depression, all the worry, all the limiting and disbelieving things we've spoken on ourselves. So week 2, I teach you how to forgive yourself. Week 3, the power of I am. Who are you? Now we're gonna rewrite your story. You're gonna tell me exactly who you are, exactly what you wanna be, with no fear, no doubts. Doesn't matter if anybody in your family ever accomplished it. It's not about them, it's your journey. What do you want? From there, we make the shift. Making the shift is taking action through words of affirmations, okay? Words of affirmations, and really being conscious of who you are and what you're doing. Week 5, knowledge is it's about knowledge is power, right? So once you make the shift and you start making decisions, you're gonna feel something. You're gonna feel better. Now your physical situation may not change, but come on, when you make an apple tree, you put the seed in there first, right? You nurture it, you water it, you develop it, you fertilize it, and then you get a stem. But all I care about is you feeling good. Because once you feel good, you think better. Once you think better, you see life through different lenses. When you see life through different lenses, you speak it. When you speak it, you attract it. That makes sense to you? That's a very powerful week because you know, I got the power. I got the power and I've had the power this whole time. So then you'll start denouncing all the things that's ever happened to you that you allowed to come against you and take you to a pit. You realize I got the power over all of that. In week 6, the new you, I am. The new you step out of this program, you live the life you were created to live. And you know who you are. And can't nobody tell you who you are because you know. And then there's going to be a couple persons who will draw 2 names out of, she's going to draw 2 names because I don't want to be responsible if nobody's name gets pulled. 2 names, and then myself and the production company going to fly to your house. I'm going to hang out with you for the day, have lunch, I'm going to train you, and it's going to go on my documentary at the end of the year. So, yeah. And this is not a Beachbody event. it's not a Beachbody thing. It's
a Chris Downing thing.
Chris Downing.
Yes, it is.
It's us thing.
Oh, that's awesome. And then at the end of the month, starting the Shift Shop Test Challenge Group.
Yeah. How many people here were in the original Shift Shop? Okay, perfect. So April 23rd, we're gonna do. Actually, those who come into Mexico, we're gonna do day 1 there together. Yeah, so we're gonna do it there, and the good news is I'm gonna leave videos every day. We're gonna hold a team call once a week. But those who were in the original test group, they're gonna help me mentor the new coaches, the challengers, every person that's ever done Shift Shop. Because if you guys really paid attention to the program, it's more than a workout. Like it's literally personal development. And so they have a concept and understand how it all works. So we're just gonna love on you and embrace you and really show you what making the shift is really about.
I like how nicely you put that. We're gonna kick your ass. That's it. So we got our asses kicked by this guy for, I think we did like 17 rounds. I think we're still doing rounds in the test group. But no, it's gonna be a really fun group. And yeah, like you said, the test group, we're gonna have a lot of fun helping you guys out. It's gonna be awesome. So I don't wanna take up any more of your workout time, Chris.
Yeah.
So here's what's gonna happen. Spread out and obviously get your space. There's a lot of people in this room. Look, you're gonna